Hi guys, and welcome back to the channel. Before I start, the usual blurb, if you like the content of my channel, you'd like to see the channel grow, please like and subscribe as it really does help a lot. So anyway, on the bench today, we have got the Oris Big Crown ProPilot Big Date. I'm not quite sure why we call it a big date really, because it's not particularly that large a date window, but who knows. Anyway, that's what they call it and that's the main thing. Overall, I think this is just a handsome looking watch. It's just one of those, no flashy gadgets as such. It's just a good, honest looking, nice kind of, decent looking watch. It has a lovely dial, the case and everything. It just really looks it just looks right, I think. But anyway, before I start with the review, I've got to say a massive thank you to Ryan and the team over at Francis Gaye of Coventry for allowing me to review this watch. You may have guessed it, but they've got tons and tons of stock in. Really worth popping in if you're in the Midlands area. If you're a bit further afield, I'll leave a link in the description below to their website. So anyway, let's talk sizes first. Even though they call it the Big Crown, Big Date and so forth, the actual size of this watch, on the website, it's reported as 41mm, but I've measured across the bezel and I'm getting 40.5. So, it is what it is. The thickness of the watch is 12.7. The lug to lug, I was reading at 48.9, and the bracelet size on this is 20mm. But I think the dial is where it's at with this one. It's just got a lovely blue hue to it. It's one of those, I think it just looks stunning outside. It really is just a real sharp looking dial. And what's nice as well, you also have these applied hour markers, and they give that little bit of depth because they give that tiny bit of shadow to it, and it just elevates the dial, I think. Plus as well, all of the numbers on here, the hour numbers and the hands are fully loomed, and the loom looks pretty good, to be fair. It is really quite a good looking watch, this one. Well, a good looking loom, I should say. Now, one of the other things we've also got here, we've got the date window over at the 3 o'clock position. That has a black background, which kind of works nicely with this blue dial. It kind of blends in a lot better than it would if it was white, I think so. Anyway, other nice little kind of features is the white tip to the second hand there. It's just a little detail, but it really sort of like helps give it that little, a little bit more kind of zing to it. Now, the hands, as you can see, nicely polished, say plenty of loom. It just looks tidy. I like the fact we've just got Oris up here, Big Crown, ProPilot, Swiss made, obviously down at the bottom there. It's clean and tidy. It would have been so easy to put more text on there, the logo, whatever, and just ruin it. But I think this dial is just spot on. It's a real nice colour, and they've done a real tidy job of it. Now, as we come past that, we have this domed sapphire crystal. Has got AR on it. It just looks nice and tidy actually. It's kind of nice clean dome going on there. Now, typical with the ProPilot range, we obviously don't have a kind of rotatable bezel. We have this nice machine turned bezel going on there. And again, it just helps. It's a small thing, but it helps elevate that kind of presence of the watch, I think, a lot more. I think it looks right, really does. Now, as we come past that, the actual main case of the watch, the case here, you can see, is all satinized. They've got like really fine brushwork going on there. And what I do like, and it's these little touches, is how the bezel is sunken down here. It's a small little thing, but it really is just, again, it's those little tiny details which all add up to make this watch look really good. Also, as you notice, it's got a nice curvature going on there. So at 12.7 thick, it actually sits quite snug on the wrist, I think. The only thing I would say is small criticism here. I'm not quite sure why the end lugs actually dive in here. It just seems a bit strange. It must be a reason for it, but I can't actually place it. Looking at this, if they would have followed the contour of the actual lugs themselves, I think would have made it look much better. Now, you can also get this watch on a leather strap, which would negate that with the same clasp, which is quite interesting also. But that's my only kind of gripe, is this area here. I've got no idea why they've actually done that. Now, as we come around here, as the name would suggest, we have a big crown. No crown guards or anything like that. This is a pilot's watch, not really an explorer type field watch. Now, it is a screw down crown. Nice pop to it as it comes out air. It does have one water resistance to it. So, as you can see, wine's nice and smooth, no problems at all. Very easy to purchase, lots of grip, as the big crown would kind of suggest. Now, as we come round to the back, we have a nice clear display case going on the back there. As you can see, it's screwed down, rotated down on these lugs here, and it just looks good. In the back there is a very solid Sellita SW200, or as Oris call it, the 751 movement, but that is in essence SW200. Now, this one here, basically, I put it on the time grapher and it was running 4 seconds in the position I had it. So I thought that's pretty good. You can't, ask more than that. The actual price of this watch, I should point, well, sorry, before I do, the SW200 movement is a 26 dual movement with a minimal of 38 hours of power reserve. Now, the price of this watch, I think it's advertised on their website, I think it was 1800, but by the time you go online, there's always going to be a discount available, so expect to pay just over £1,500 for this model. At that price, I think it's just a really nice, handsome looking watch. The bracelet itself, 3-link design, is it screwed? I think, no, it isn't. It's actually, must be a pin and collar system. Polished center links, brushed outer links, as you can see there. Feels okay, maybe a little bit light. I could be being a bit picky, but a little bit light. But what I do like, I've always quite liked this kind of clasp they have on here. It's a little bit different to everyone else's. It's a little, I've got tape under here, which is stopping it from going down properly. But you can actually press it down, it locks in. I love the fact that they call it a pilot's watch and they have that kind of airplane buckle going on there. It keeps with the theme. It is really nice. Now, obviously, there isn't actually micro adjustment here. What you do have is, as you can see here, these are the normal size links and you have these half links here, which should enable you to get a decent fit on there. So that's how you actually do the adjustment on that. I'll put this on my wrist so you've got an idea how it looks. Let's do a quick wrist check. I'm wearing my Seiko SKX 007, which I changed the movement around in a couple of months ago on a, I can't remember what bracelet, I can't remember if it's a strap code actually. And Bob has another blue dial watch. He has a Seiko Alpinist, and I think that is quite a nice looking watch, really. I've got a thing for blue dials at the moment. Now, my wrist size is 7¼ inches. Now, obviously, this hasn't been sized for me because it's not my watch, but there it goes on there, and I think it looks terrific. It really is a good looking watch, I think. That dial and those, the hour markers on there just look cracking. So anyway, I'm going to leave you to it, guys. Let me know in the comments below what you think of this one. And most importantly, stay safe out there. Bye.